Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Farm Sim 25, and welcome back to our New Frontier Survival Challenge, where we started from scratch on hard economy. In today's episode, we have a lot of work cut out for us, as always, to try to make as much money as possible to get us through to our next goal. And as you guys may remember in the previous episode, our next goal is simple. We need a bigger tractor. This old Massey Ferguson behind me, we've done a little bit of maintenance on her. You can see Larry the log down there doing an oil change, just wrapped up. So this old little red riding tractor here is going to be just fine for a little bit longer. But she's not really cut out for the big stuff that we need to get into to take our farm to the next level. So, despite Larry's best efforts, we got work to do. And you guys may or may not remember in the last episode, we cut down most of the trees on our property. And I took a little bit of time in between episodes to drag them all over here. Look at this. Look at this. This is our entire forest laid out in front of us. So today we're going to be cutting all this stuff up. We're going to be loading it, running it to the sawmill to make as much money as possible. That is not all, folks. We still have our lodgepole pines down here, which I am very excited to see how much we make off of a load of these. Because we have never actually cut these into like legitimate logs and loaded them onto the trailer to take into the store. So, with all of that being said, you guys know what we're getting into today. But let's remind everybody what the goal is. Now let's check on our greenhouse. We've got plenty of water still. We are going to be getting a pallet of lettuce before long. And then, of course, we'll check on our sawmill over here. Should have plenty of wood. We have 11,000 liters of wood, and we're going to be getting a pallet of wood, or planks and planks long today. So that's good news for us. That'll be a little bit more money in the bank. But if we check, unfortunately, we don't have anything in here that we're looking at. But we were looking at potentially upgrading to a medium tractor. I believe this was the one that we had in mind, this little 7810 John Deere. $68,000 for 175 horsepower seems like the perfect next step up for us. There are some other options, but they're all extremely expensive and we can't afford them. If you look in the smaller tractors, there's really not a lot here either. We've got a couple of mods out here that actually aren't a bad option. These things, though, are kind of wonky. I haven't actually used these. I have no idea what to think about them. They're relatively cheap. This one having 147 horsepower actually would be a decent little pickup. But as you can see, it is just awkward. I don't know what this thing is capable of doing. I've never used it before. So I'm a little hesitant to buy this thing. Maybe you guys can let me know down in the comments below if this is something you guys think would be a good addition to the farm. But I think we're going to go with the stuff that I know, which is, you know, just your standard old school style tractors. So that's our goal. Today we might actually get into doing a little bit of mowing as well. Depends on how much time we have after we clean up this mess that I have created. But first and foremost, it's time to break out the old chainsaw and start cutting this stuff into, you know, preferably 9 meters. There was a couple of people that mentioned that 6 meter logs were the ideal length. I have looked into that, and there was a video that I'm referencing. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but 9 meters tended to be the best. But our goal is anywhere from 6 to 9 meters. Not longer than 9 meters, not shorter than 6 meters. As long as we're in that range, we're going to be getting the majority of the money from the trees, and I'm pretty happy with that. So, with that being said, let's start cutting our first tree. This will give us an idea of what we're looking at. 9.2 meters. We need to go back just a little bit here and go for something like this. And then we'll cut across from here. Now, obviously, not all of these are perfectly in line, so this isn't going to be perfect, but you guys get the gist of it. So I'm going to save you guys the hassle of sitting here watching me use the chainsaw for the next 10 minutes, and I'll cut back or we'll use a time lapse, one or the other. Not sure which. All right, so I went ahead and did a jump cut just because I wanted to make sure that you guys didn't see the same thing over and over again, episode after episode, as we've already seen all of this before. But place your bets down in the comments. How much are we going to make from this first load? In 3, 2, 1, go! 13,700. Not quite as much as the previous episode for the first load, but hey, that's still a lot. We've got a lot more where that come from. So we're up to $31,000. So I'll see you guys when I'm ready to sell the next load. Alrighty, this load not going to be quite as good as the last one, just simply due to the fact that this load is possessed. It may not look like it, but I tried to exorcise the demons, and this load is just cursed. So we're just going to sell this load off so it's out of my hair, and let the sawmill deal with the demons from here on out. Lord have mercy. I ain't gonna lie, this is probably the most frustrating thing that I've had to deal with so far in this playthrough. This particular load. I don't know what it is. I'm just done with it. So, off with you! 9,700 is still a pretty solid load for what it was. But, yeah, let's try to get back and get some more cleaned up. We're at the $41,000 now. We're so close. A couple of more loads and we'll be able to get that new tractor. Alright, load number 4 or 5. I think it's 4. 8,200. We're making progress. That's the main thing. We're cleaning up all the mess that we made, and we are well on our way towards affording the new tractor. We're like 2 good loads away. Alright, so we're back again. This should be load number 5. I think the last one was load number 4. So this will be load number 5. We're almost done picking up all the Scotch pine. But yeah, it's been a go of it. For those of you who are interested in knowing, this has so far been 2 hours of recording for what you guys have seen. So I know some people like to hear like how long things take and whatnot. One of the things that's beautiful about like a farm sim edited series is just how much time you can squeeze into one episode. And on average, my episodes tend to be about 3 to 3.5 hours of recording sunk into what you guys see in a 20 to 40 minute video. So yeah, I appreciate you guys hanging out. I hope you guys are enjoying the stream, or I say streams, I'm so used to streaming, I'm sorry. I hope you guys are enjoying the video series. I know there's a lot of folks that keep coming back to watching these, and I do appreciate it. I know it doesn't seem like we've done a whole lot in terms of the episodes. Seem like a lot of the same old, but that's the way these start from scratch episodes are going to go, at least early on. Now, as we start to get established, we get more things, we'll be able to vary each episode, be like, okay, well, this episode's going to be this episode's going to be that. But early on, basically everything revolves around logging, getting everything set up, and then once we get going, once we get established, which I think we're right on the cusp of doing, which is good because we're about to be out of trees real soon. So we have pushed ourselves right to the brink of whether or not we're going to be able to pull this off. But I think once we get a new tractor, I think that's going to open up our ability to do a lot of different things. But yeah, I'm not going to bore you guys with another time-lapse montage, whatever you want to call them. We're simply just going to get right back up here, finish loading up. You guys can see the rest of what we have left. It's really not that much left. Oh god, I ran over a bunch of little stuff. But I'm hoping that I'll be able to pick up some of this stuff by hand and load it. But there's still a few things left over here. And we'll get this loaded up. It looks like maybe 1 or 2 more trucks, and we'll be good to go. So yeah, without further ado, I will let you guys see me in a bit. Alright, so this will be load number 6. You see that the loads are getting less and less because we are almost done. We've got 1 more load of the Scotch pine left over there. We've definitely got enough money in the bank now to get the new tractor, which is nice. We will be doing that real soon. So let's get over here to the shop and pick up our brand new tractor, or at least once we get this thing back over to the property, then we'll pick up the new tractor. How about that? All right, so we've got our last load all loaded up here, ready to go. And I think now that we can afford it, I think it's time for us to check out the new tractor, shall we? So we're gonna jump into the shop and do that. But don't forget, we still have all this lodgepole pine that we need to cut up into chunks and load into a trailer. So we're gonna be doing that also. But first things first, it's time. We've done our part. Let's go ahead and save real quick because we've done a lot of work. And then we will head into the shop and pick up our brand new John Deere tractor. Now, I want to double check, make sure there ain't nothing I'm missing in the big tractors, just in case there's something weird and out of the blue, but there isn't. Nothing in there. I don't think nothing's changed in here. So it is just going to come down to this medium tractor. Now, do we want the John Deere 7810? The John Deere 4755? We can't afford. So I think we go with this John Deere 7810. We're not going to worry about changing any options. We don't need a front loader at this time. So yeah, I think this is just going to be a solid tractor for us going forward. It weighs 7.1 tons and has 175 horsepower. So it should be a good little tractor for us for the foreseeable future and allow us to finally get into doing some other things now that we have a little bit of horsepower on our hands. So let's go ahead and pick this big sucker up and then go over to the shop and pick this thing up. Look at this brand new John Deere tractor. All ours. She's a good looking tractor, but she's going to be about to be introduced to a hard life. She is four-wheel drive, of course. Got the rear triple three-point hitch with the PTO. Plenty of hydraulics and electrical connections back there for any implement that we plan to use. And of course, up front, we also have some electric and hydraulic connections, as well as a front PTO and three-point hitch up here, too. So, yeah. Let's jump in, take a look around. I mean, this is the fanciest thing we own by a long shot. Everybody else over there, the Bessie, Larry, Lil Red MFer, they're all going to be so jealous. But let's fire this thing up, shall we? Ooh, okay. Not bad. I like it. We got us a John Deere. And it's not the slowest thing either. 26 miles an hour. It's not fast, but it's not slow. And I'm hoping that this thing will be able to pull the log trailer a lot easier than the Massey Ferguson. Oh my God, where did that come from? So yeah, I'll see you guys in a moment as we get this sucker taken over and hooked up to our brand new, well, our logging trailer that we haven't been able to actually haul logs with. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we have arrived shortly after the last small intermission back at our little homestead slash farm, and we have hooked up to our logging trailer. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you guys, the Little Red could not pull this trailer very well. I'm hoping that we can maintain speed all the way back. Now, I know this isn't a lot of weight on here, but even with a low weight, Little Red was struggling. So once we get down here, it'll show itself pretty quickly. I'm already liking the fact, I mean, we're going downhill, so 26 mile an hour isn't so bad. But once we get down into the bottom and have to climb our way out of the valley, that's where it's going to show whether or not this thing is truly worth it. But I think she's going to do just fine. And this is going to go a long ways towards helping us with loading up logs a lot quicker. Loading the logs onto the little trailer was nice and it was better than it used to, better than the original way we were loading everything. And that shows with the amount of money we were able to earn and how quickly we were able to earn it. But it is just a waste of time to have to use this crane to load up a little trailer that's not meant for logs and all the frustration that comes with it. You'd be surprised that having these little spikes on your trailer go a long ways towards helping logs stay put. By the way, I don't know if you guys can tell, but we did extend the rear of the trailer for those that wanted to tell me about that. We did manage to do that. I did not know that this thing was capable of doing so. But here we go, going up the hill. 20 miles an hour, seems to be holding relatively steady. It is dropping a little bit. But considering we were in high gear and it hasn't shifted and didn't drop below 18 miles an hour, we'll take that. We'll take that. That ain't that bad. Now, obviously, that wasn't a super heavy load, but it's definitely an improvement over the Massey Ferguson, and this will likely be what we use going forward when we haul logs back and forth to the sawmill, because just for ease of use, being able to load up this trailer is so much quicker than having to move the trailer, the truck into position, move this thing into position, load up that trailer, deal with all the frustration of the demons and the logs rolling all over the place. And yeah, this is just going to be much quicker for us to be able to load up. So I'm looking forward to that, for sure. And then this load here isn't going to give us much of anything, to be perfectly honest. But it should be a huge boost for us. Now, the next thing that we need to look at, now that we've got a tractor, is a couple of things. First of all, we need to do something about the stumps, right? Now, this tractor, I don't think has enough horsepower to deal with, you know, stump grinder, but we'll see. We'll look in the store, see what a stump grinder is going to cost us. Because we need to look into a stump grinder. We also need to look into a tree planter. Now, worst case scenario, we can hold off on the stump grinder until after we plant some trees and get them going. We are going to be planting trees for the foreseeable future and taking this logging business into the next stage. Now, obviously, my goal is to make a sustainable farm, and we will be doing that, but it's going to take some time to get to that point. First things first, the easiest way to make money is logging. And so yeah, let's get this sold off. Another $2,100. Again, wasn't expecting much out of it. Also, probably ought to put that down or we get it caught on something. But, oh god, trying to do too many things at once. But I'll see you guys when we get back over to the farm. We'll cut up those lodgepole pines, get them loaded into this thing pretty quickly, I would imagine. And then I can't wait to see how much that's going to give us in terms of money per load on this thing. That lodgepole pine is going to be pretty impressive. Cut up into like full-length logs and loaded in and brought up all at once. It's going to be good. Can't wait. We can now shut this thing down. Pull out the chainsaw. We're going to cut these into, we're going to attempt 9-meter logs, but anything between 6 and 9, it should be ideal. So, thinking somewhere in the neighborhood of here. Alright, so we managed to make it with our first load of logs that are lodgepole pine only. And are cut to proper lengths. I cannot wait to see how much this is going to be. I'm hoping that it is our best load ever. I don't know if it's going to beat 14,000 or whatever our best load is, but it should be pretty good. So I'm looking forward to this. Alright. Look at it. Beautiful. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, blam! Woo! That's what I'm talking about! Let's go! Crushed it! Absolutely crushed our best. $23,000, that's what I'm talking about. The money's about to be rolling, folks. Don't get it twisted. We have $28,000 in the bank. You guys can see the plan. You guys know what I'm going to be trying to do from here on out, or at least for the foreseeable future, to make some good money. And we are going to be well on our way now, folks. Now, I know this is just a teaser. This is a teaser. But that is our future right there. Lodgepole pine. Cut to length. Loaded so beautifully that it'll make you sick. That is our future for the time being. We will get into farming at some point down the road, but logging is our foreseeable future. And making that logging work for us is going to be a big deal. But before we go anywhere, let's go over here and see what we can do potentially to spend some of that money we just made, that hard-earned moolah. So let's go ahead and shut her down here. Let's jump in the store. Now, what are we going to do to try to make our forestry work from here on out? We need to look at two things. One is a stump grinder. The other is a tree planter. All right, so obviously the tree planter's the more needed at the moment because we're about out of trees and we have no way to make money in the future. So that is going to be our goal right out the gate, is a planter. So let's look at the planter first of all. It is $27,000. Well, what do you know? With one load, we managed to put ourselves just enough to pick this up. That is fate. That is all the things, and you only need 120 horsepower to run it, meaning our John Deere is perfectly capable of running this beautiful little tree planter. And that is what we are going to be looking at. But before we do that, let's look at the stump cutter. It is $27,000. We have a conundrum, folks. We have a bona fide conundrum. Do we go for the stump cutter? Or do we go for the tree planter? Now, we can cut stumps at any point. But the tree planter, I think, is where the money's at the time being. That is my smart money, right? Spend money to make money. I don't make money by cutting stumps. Believe it or not. I may make my life a little easier, but I don't make money directly from cutting stumps. However, planting trees is a direct source of income, eventually. So with that all being said, I think this is the money. Let's do it. We're picking up our tree cutter, or tree planter. $27,500 for the tree planter. Now, the next thing we needed to do is look at saplings. We need pallet of saplings. Now, we don't have a lot of money in the bank, but we can change that. How much is a pallet of saplings going to cost us? We're looking at, I've got a mod that allows you to have like different size pallets. So you can go as low as 6 tree saplings, all the way up to a ridiculous 300 tree saplings in a pack. So I'm looking forward to seeing what we can do here. Obviously, we can't really do anything. We could grab 6 right out the gate, but I feel like that's a waste. I think we go back to the farm, we pick up our load, right? Pick up our load, and then we come back for this with an empty tractor. I mean, technically, the Massey Ferguson can technically use that thing. That's the best part. So the Massey Ferguson isn't just sitting around doing nothing while we're out here working. That's the beauty of it. But I am so excited for our future, man. We have made so much progress today, and that's what all of that preparation was about. We wanted to make as much progress as possible, as I narrowly avoid running into the trees that have gotten me in the past, as much progress as possible by cutting down our entire forest, dragging them all up, getting them set up, put up in a perfect little area for us to cut up and process and put on a trailer, and we have done that today. And now, with our new tractor hooked to the trailer and the idea of being able to replant these trees that we have been spending this entire time cutting down with high quality timber trees, that is the future of our farm. Now, the next thing that I need to think about, we got to come up with a name for ourselves. We have yet to name this. We are what? This is, 9 or 10? Episode 9 or 10? And here we are with no name for our business? Whether we go for the logging side of things or if we go for a more conventional, like, farm name or what have you. Put it down in the comments below what you guys think our name should be. I am very interested to hear your suggestions. Now, those of you who know from my other series on Farm Sim that I got going on, my streamed series, we called it At a Loss Farms. Why? Because in one episode, we had about 40 lodgepole pines that were in their second stage of growth just up and disappeared into the ether. And I said, man, I am at a loss as to what to do at this point. I thought our series was over. That's where the name came from. Have we had a moment like that in this? I don't know. Have we had a eureka moment? Maybe that's what we call it, eureka. But I am very excited for what is in our future. Now, we could easily load up all of this onto this truck right here. And when we do so, that's going to allow us to easily make enough money to get some saplings and prepare to start planting. So, yeah, let's go ahead and do this real quick. I kind of want to get as close to the logs as possible, so I'm not really stretching for those extra logs. All right, let's go ahead and put down our feet. There we go. All right, this is our last load of logs for today. How much are we going to get? This is all of the lodgepole pine we had left over there that we didn't haul in the first load. And 3, 2, 1, bang! Woo! Another 17,000, and that just does it, doesn't it? Like, that just tells you everything you need to know. Get out of here. Beautiful. Alright, let's go ahead and do this. Bring that all the way in. Perfect. All right. Well, we got $18,000 in the bank, which is plenty to buy a big old pallet of saplings. We will be doing so. And we'll see where we end up from there. The reason I got that mod for the saplings is because I don't want to have to run back and forth to get a whole bunch of pallets. I can buy one pallet, leave it on the planter for the foreseeable future. I mean, we're not going to be using 300 trees anytime soon, but if we plant a whole bunch of trees on our property, we can easily go through and cut those down after the fact. But we'll get this thing back over to the property. We'll buy a pallet. We'll bring the Massey Ferguson over to pick up the new piece of equipment and load it up full of saplings. And then we get to go figure out what we're going to do in terms of where we want to plant things for the foreseeable future. And we're not all that far away from being able to unlock that stump grinder too and be able to get rid of all the stumps. Maybe that's what we do in the next episode. Rather than going straight into planting trees, maybe we go ahead and we get a couple of loads of logs in and buy the stump cutter. That'll allow us to get rid of all those stumps and allow us to better have an option of what we want to do with where we want to plant things and how nice to make everything look. The next thing that we need to be thinking about also is property expansion. Our property is great for what it is, but when we want to get into arable and stuff, that property not the greatest for arable. We can turn it into a grass field, and I intend to turn a good chunk of our current area into grass field. That way we can mow it and get good yields off of it. I do intend to do that for the future, but as of right now, that is not our priority. But as we get closer and closer back to our property, I can't believe how much we got done today. We got all of the wood that we had cut down in the last episode. All of that was staged up, ready to go. We got it all cut up. We got it all loaded and taken to the sawmill. We got a brand new tractor. We got the ability to haul this trailer back and forth. And when this trailer is fully loaded, even with all those logs, I'm still not dropping below like 12 miles an hour, which is huge compared to what the Massey Ferguson was able to do. I don't mind running this thing at, low speeds going up a hill, as long as it's decent for the rest of the time. And we were running into issues with Massey Ferguson just not able to pull this particular trailer, at least not sustainably anyway. But as we pull back, we do have a thing of lettuce. That was the other thing I was going to check while we were up here. I did turn the speed up today because I anticipated that we were going to be getting a lot of work done. You can see we got a couple of pallets, so we're going to have a couple of things to run into town and sell off as well. We got some beams and planks ready to go. We got our thing of lettuce. Like, we should have plenty to keep us busy for the time being. Turn that off. Shut her down. We will go ahead and order a pallet of saplings. We are going to grab the biggest pack of saplings we can, which is 300, because we can. So that is $5,780 from us right there. We're going to go ahead and grab that. And we are going to make sure that these are the lodgepole pines. These are the ones that make the most money. As far as the design color, I don't know what that would need, but yeah, we don't need that. But 300 lodgepole pine trees are going to be getting ready to be planted. So we're going to have our work cut out for us. But with that, let's go ahead and load up all of our beams and planks and everything. And our piece of lettuce. Get this over here. Perfect. And then we'll grab our pallet of long planks that we just produced. We'll throw in next to that. Or we'll drop it on the floor. Oops. Put that there. And then our pallet of short planks, or just regular planks, whatever you want to call them. Of course, I would call them boards. Really. Ever feel like the game's just out to get you some days? It's like, how dare you think about making any progress? We will not allow such things. Alright, let's put that there. And then we'll grab our pallet of lettuce. We'll throw in the back of the pickup truck. We'll take this over there and we'll sell these off. And we'll also get Bessie driving over there. Let's go ahead and spin this around. Plop her down. Jump in the back. Strap to the back. Perfect. Everything is ready. We've got a couple of pallets to sell off. That should be a little bit of money in the bank for us. Stumps! Hell yeah, stumps are the devil. Only thing worse than stumps is the devil trees. The devil trees are the worst. Yeah, we'll get this stuff all taken over here and sold off. We got a couple of $1,000s worth of stuff in our bed here. I'm feeling pretty confident. Feeling pretty confident. Our future looks bright. Pallet of saplings and our planter right there. Perfect. And then we sell the rest of this over here. Wait. Oh no. There it goes. It was just not happy with us. But there we go. We got everything sold off. It was not letting me do anything. It was weird. Thought it was going to crash on me and die. But nope, we got her back. Everything seems to be working. We have $19,000 in the bank. So all that stuff that we just sold off ended up a profit over buying that pallet of saplings. And the amount of money that we're going to make off of that one pallet of saplings is going to be absolutely BEA beautiful. Cannot wait, man. And just like that, folks, we have it. We have our brand new tractor. We have our planter. We have our ability to use this trailer for logs so that it makes my life less miserable trying to stack all the logs on this little trailer here. Bessie is going to finally get a little bit of a respite from having to do all of the work. Look at her, she's so dirty. We're going to have to eventually get a way to clean this stuff off because I'm tired of looking at it. But we are well on our way, folks. And with all of that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I hope that you're loving the series as much as I am making it. Stay tuned. Every other day, essentially, so 3 days a week, we upload one of these videos at about 3 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. every single episode. So if you guys are enjoying it, make sure you guys help me out by punching that like button, leaving a comment below, subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.